Hello and welcome into another edition of That's So Dolphins Talk. Got myself, Johnny Bake Show, and the co-pilot, Trigger Trey. And the Finns are staying alive. And
Buddy.
that's a good thing.
Wanted me to lie, wanted me to cry, wanted me to die. Stay alive, I'm staying alive, I'm staying alive. Dude, absolutely had to have it. Must win game. And we did it. And we did it.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Always a good thing. You will never be able to convince me that a win is a bad thing.
Yeah,
In a sport where all you're trying to do is win, any win you get has got to be a good thing somewhere.
yeah. There are some bright spots that I saw yesterday. The run game got back to it. It was nice to see Liam Eikenturd not in the entire game. Get him at. I think
Well, they rotated. Well, they started to rotate, and I saw a stat today. I don't know. I thought I sent it to you, but
yes,
of the 16 plays he was in versus the 16 plays that Eichenberg was in,
yep.
the average yards per carry was like 3 yard difference. Like we averaged like 6.6 a carry with Isaiah Wynn in, which anyone who listens, we've been saying it since where the fuck's he been? Like I don't think it's rocket science.
Yeah.
But it was good to see that. It was good to see that maybe they're starting. I just don't understand why they're so late to pick up on it.
Yeah, they're literally 3 weeks late. They're longer than 3 weeks, but literally whenever they activated him, he should have been in the starting lineup. I don't understand why we have to slowly work dudes in. Put him in there.
Yeah, and then you go back to Skylar Thompson. We've been bitch about him forever. They finally cut him.
Brought him right back.
He's on the P squad, but at least he's cut. He's not on the active roster.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, it was good to see the O line move some bodies in the run game. Dude, Devon Achane is special.
Yeah,
if he can stay healthy, he has like a Darren, even more than a Darren Sproles. He reminds me of the end of Drew Brees' career in New Orleans when they were getting Alvin Kamara super involved. That's what our offense reminds me of.
Okay, I see that. I'm not. I want a 3-down back. Like I'm still team Jonathan Taylor. We should have got him last year. We're not getting him anymore. It's not happening. And there's so little 3-down backs in the NFL. Like you're not going to get a Saquon. You're not going to get a Derrick Henry. You're not going to get a Jonathan Taylor. Like they are literally like there's so few of them. It's not happening. But
it's so crazy to think about. Not to cut you off. I want to let you continue. But to that point, the running back position is like the least valued position in the NFL, but there's so few 3-down, every down backs in the NFL.
I know.
Probably because all these athletes are going to play receiver.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that
is Debo a 3-down running back if he played running back his whole career? Probably,
yeah, you're right. We'll get to Debo in a little bit. I'm not. I don't think he's a long-term solution, but he is a gadget tool in the offense. But yeah, I mean, I think that there was some good things on offense, but I think that the biggest glaring thing offensively is that Tyreek Hill cannot catch the ball anymore. And I don't know if that has to deal with like the wrist injury, but he is borderline liability out there. And that's strange to say because at any point in time, he can just break a game wide open. But he doesn't do that anymore. Like, I can't think of, outside of that Jacksonville game, which I think that Jacksonville game is an outlier because that's like the only time Javon Holland has stepped up, like, at least we're talking defensively too, that we had Tyreek blowing the game wide open and Javon Holland saving the game. So, like, those two things have not happened since week one.
That's really interesting combination, actually. And that's the other reason we won that game is because those two things happen. Because those two things don't happen. But that's the difference, I think, between like good and great football, or even average good and great football teams. Like I feel like the great football teams get those Javon Holland, Tyreek Hill games at least once every 4 games. Like once a month, we're getting saved by our highest paid / best available players on the roster. Like they're supposed to be saving us games, and we're not getting that, like you just stated. And I agree. And I'm team Javon Holland. I tweeted at him 40. He's not reading them, and if he is, he's like, dude, You're at home in your mom's basement. I'm not, but he's like, you're at home in your mom's basement, like, blah, blah, blah. But he's got to go. He's not a. You can't, dude. You don't get to play safety and not tackle.
Yes, I don't understand what happened to him. He used to be one of our most sure tackled players on the defense.
He was.
I can't. He every time he's on the field, there is a business decision being made. I don't know what happened to him last year in New York whenever he hurt his knees, but ever since then, he has been a different player.
Yeah, and maybe you're right. Maybe it is that injury screwed him, but it's like
Get a sport.
he was one of my favorite players. He
Yeah.
was like my favorite Dolphin for like the longest time, and I can't. I despise watching him play football. It makes me fucking sick. He is a disgrace to tackling.
Yes, it is.
So, and him and Poyer both can go.
Mhm.
Dude, Poyer, I've had that ayahuasca thought in the back of my mind for so long because I remember Rogers saying him and Poyer were close, and they did like over the summer he brought him and Poyer up together, and it had started to click to me. But when you sent that thing, I was like, you know what? Yep,
Yep, that checks.
yep. Ayahuasca ruins football careers. That's what it does. It opens your mind. And maybe what it does is it takes the barbaric out of your mind and just makes you think about other things outside of football, which then makes you suck at football. I don't want those guys on my team. I want guys that are cool dying on the field. Like those are the guys I want on my football team. Not ones that went on a trip and said, you know what, there's a lot more to life than playing football. No, I want life to be football. That's why I love Ricky Williams, but soon as he started smoking the broccoli and was not available mentally, get him off team.
Bring him back. Bring him back as a consultant. Bring him back as a coach. We need him coaching.
I do like Ricky now,
Yes.
but Iowa was a little bit different into Mary Jane. But yeah, so Jordan Poyer is still trash. He doesn't have a Twitter. I would have tweeted at him, and I actually like his wife, so I didn't tweet at her.
The safeties are so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah.
How about the elusive Cater Kohu game of the year? We got that like 2 years ago. Didn't get one all season last year. Got one again.
When we needed it too. And so what's that mean with is I haven't seen anything on full. Now granted I haven't been on Twitter much today, but is there any news on Fuller?
I haven't heard anything on Fuller. I haven't been on either.
It looked like a knee, but then I also Jordan Brooks looked like a leg whip, but I didn't see. Did he get back in the game at the end?
Well, he was walking around like on the sidelines, like just like not fine, but it said 10 minutes ago Kendall Fuller's injury is not serious per McDaniel, which means it is serious.
Yeah, because that's true because he said I'm still waiting for freaking Byron Jones to come back. He's somehow probably still under contract. Who comes back first, Aqib Talib or Byron Jones?
Probably Bradley Chubb at this point. Who knows? He might not make it back. Maybe Aqib Talib is going to make it back.
We'll know on Christmas, right? They have till Christmas to announce it.
Yeah, I don't know, but
they should at this point. We're still in it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
we're probably winning out, dude. Like we're gonna go 9-8, which is hilarious, and he's gonna have a winning season because Mike McDaniel is gonna be our generation's Mike Tomlin. You wait.
I don't.
Wait.
That makes me
winning seasons everywhere.
So, a McDaniel on Jordan Brooks' injury. This was 8 minutes ago. He's a tough warrior, but on top of that, he's playing some of the best football of his career. So it's going to be pretty difficult to keep him off the field. I feel optimistic.
Okay, good. All right, cool.
Which means he probably broke his leg, knowing the way that we deal with injuries. I mean, like literally, our injury reports make no sense. It's not serious, but he's out for 10 weeks. So is it serious or is it not serious? What is serious to McDaniel?
Yeah, dude, I thought Armstead was done for the year, and all of a sudden he played one of his best games yesterday.
I mean...
The O-line was so good yesterday, dude. No sacks against fucking Joey Bosa and Yetur Gross-Matos.
Yetur Gross-Matos. Did you see...
Nick Bosa, not Joey.
Yeah. Did you see what McDaniel said to Joey Bosa after the game?
I did. You know that was subliminal.
Sublims.
Dude, Sublims.
I'd take
should have been a Dolphin.
I mean, we can't keep DNs healthy. We need a DN, so why not? Come on, Dan.
Come on down to South Florida. Yeah, but so offense. So my biggest takeaways from yesterday, red zone play calling is abysmal.
The red
Um,
the red zone makes my ass itch. I can't stand
yes,
it.
I agree. It makes no sense. I hate screen passes in the red zone. River Craycraft still is not what I thought he was gonna be.
He ran a pretty route, but man, he didn't catch it.
Can't catch football. Can't be on his team. Malik Washington actually might be a stud.
Well, we've been saying it all year that Malik get him involved, and
Yeah, and he was literally I think he was taking like between Tyreek being hurt and Jalen being out, he filled in really nice.
he did. I agree.
But my problem with this, Sean, is that Tyreek, Jalen, and Malik Washington are all the same person.
There's no differentiation between.
Other than Tyreek's like all like insane speed. Like I understand that. But in terms of like the type of receiver, the quickness, and they're the same.
Yeah, we don't.
Right?
There's no variation. We don't have a like possession catching receiver like there. We don't have it. It's all
Right.
speed, it's all gadget. It's all route running. It's all open space. It's not like, well, I'm just bigger than you and I'm stronger than you. Like I'm just gonna take it from you.
Correct. So I don't know
That's
what
why. That's why I think we need somebody like an AJ Brown. We need somebody like a big receiver. There not a lot of them out there either. Everybody I want we don't have or is not
I'm
available.
pretty much convinced on Tyreek Hill not being on this team next year.
I think that
As
Tyreek.
I'm building, like we just gave Waddle that contract
Yeah,
and Malik Washington. So there's our 2-3 or 1A and number 3. So then we go out and either free agency or the draft and get a big body guy. I don't know what free agency looks like this year for receivers. Like we haven't obviously dove into that yet, but like that'll be something to consider long term for us. Like the thought of the show, that'll be something to consider.
it,
Thinking
yeah.
about like
Free agency. Oh my god, this actually made me laugh because I was trying to look up for free agency and the first name that came up was Mike Evans and then AJ Green. Like just like the AI results. That was really fun. Okay, so NFL free agents on Spotrac for we'll pull up the wide receivers here. Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin,
Chris Godwin's interesting.
Brandon Cooks, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Williams, Robert Woods, Marquise Brown, Darius Slayton, KJ Osborne.
So not a lot there,
Not a lot there.
but Chris Godwin's interesting.
I would like somebody like Stephon.
He's not. He's still not big bodied enough though.
Not big body, but he's a guy.
He's fucking Odell, dude. He's Odell. He is the head case Odell. I do not want Stephon Diggs, dude. The Bills are a Super Bowl team the second they got rid of him.
That is true. What about a T. Higgins? He's big.
Here's my I agree, but T Higgins might be the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL next year.
That also is valid too. I mean, Chris.
I think the Patriots are going to give him an absolute Brinks truck.
Really. Well, Keenan. Oh, I mean, not Keenan Allen. He's trash. Amari Cooper, garbage. But Chris Godwin is interesting.
And Chris Godwin, and I know Hopkins is not near his prime anymore, but like that's the type of receiver we need.
Yeah.
Someone like that. But
Like-
dude, so anyway, takeaways from yesterday. Obviously, we already talked about a couple of them with Devon and all that, or Achan and all that. Jonnu Smith is such dude. Is turning into one of my favorite players in the NFL. Like just balls out.
I literally told you as soon as we picked him, we're gonna love him. We're good. We needed a Jonnu on the squad, and he's been huge.
And he's all of a sudden the best tight end we've ever seen in a Dolphins uniform.
Right. Nah. Yeah, he really is. And then like offensively, Jonnu, Malik Washington, Isaiah Wynn, and Devon Achan yesterday, they all looked good. How about some Jeff Wilson carries too? Why are we not? Why do we wait until December, Christmas? Why do we wait till Christmas to use Jeff Wilson?
Did you see that? Did you see the same tweet I was about to reference?
No.
I don't know if it was Joe Schott or someone.
I think it was
looked up.
Right, it was Barry. It was Barry.
It was Barry who said, like, "Why? I don't know why we wait until." Because it was like last year during this time was his first carries last year.
Yeah. Barry getting all
That was one thing that was noticeable is the surge from the O line yesterday.
Yeah.
When like on that 3rd and 2 or whatever it was, like we got 6 on a 3rd and 2
Yeah.
out of under center.
Which is odd. It doesn't feel like we've been doing that since when
We just looked like a whole different football team. And also, you sent this earlier in the week, but the Kyle Shanahan's friends knowing McDaniel's playbook
yeah.
might go both ways because we were able to shut down their offense for the most part yesterday.
Mhm.
So that's kind of interesting. So we didn't capitalize on the red zone at all. Um, Jason Sanders, we talk a lot of shit on the show, but Jason Sanders has been a godsend again this year so far.
So far.
Um, Still some season left, but yeah, that's offensively. That's all I have. Defensively,
Defensively, I mean,
pressure.
they're getting a lot of pressure with the defensive line. Chop Robinson could be defensive rookie player of the year. Um, he's really blossoming before our eyes, and we kind of took that journey because I was like, dude, somebody needs to coach him up, and like he's close, but he's not there, and he's ever since I said that on this show, he has like literally turned it around. Did he listen to the show? If you're out there listening, Chop, you're welcome, I guess.
I do. It's been we have kind of joked about this for like it's been like the last week. All of this is coming to fruition, but there's a bunch of shit that we say on here that ends up happening
Yeah,
somehow.
it's weird.
It's weird, but so yeah, Chop is a godsend. Which us being me being a Penn State fan, you being a kind of a Penn State fan, but an anti Penn State fan, which by proxy makes you a Penn State fan because anything for you is usually negative, so you don't root for Penn State so that they're good. That makes sense.
Well, I just hate James Franklin.
You do hate James Franklin. So, but us watching him play for 4 years or whatever it was, like I knew Chop was like fit the NFL with his speed rush, and Abdul Carter is going to be the exact same. He's just a bigger name, so he's going to get drafted higher.
Uh-huh.
Their production will be similar through their career. They're the same player. They're good. I would love Abdul Carter on the Dolphins next year. Like I wouldn't give a shit. But dude, I'm like, I
Well,
think the thing that makes me
we're gonna need pass rushers because they're all gonna end up getting hurt anyways.
like the thought of Chubb, Phillips, Robinson. Like I know where they were going. Like I know where their heads at. That's a special group of pass rushers, and that's like clip it. But that could be a Josh Allen type neutralizing defensive line. Like you're building a D line to be able to chase down Josh Allen
Yeah,
between Phillips and Robinson.
right. No, I agree.
So I see what they were doing building that. It's just with Phillips getting hurt again. God, what could have been with the pass rush on this team? But
Mhm.
somehow we're the eighth ranked defense in the league.
I don't understand that. It does not feel like this team is like it feels like we are just a turnstile on defense. And if Jordan Brooks is hurt and we got to watch, if you're a frequent listener here, if you've been listening for the last 3 seasons here of That's So Dolphins Talk, you know how much I hate Duke fucking Riley. And that motherfucker went into the game. First play, right down to the goal line. Second play, wide open touchdown. When Duke Riley is on the field, it is an automatic touchdown. I don't get
And you know what's wild?
here.
He, I'm pretty sure it was him who missed the coverage and had George Kittle wide open in the end zone, but Chomp Robinson knocked it down. I think that Duke was in coverage on that one.
Duke, he sucks. If you're listening, Duke Riley, you fucking suck.
He's not listening, man.
He is.
He needs to be cut. He's old. He needs old. Get him out. Get him out.
I don't care if he's a good locker room guy or not. He is a liability out there. I don't care
He's
how
gotta
good.
go.
You can't be that good at special teams because you can't cover anything on defense.
No. So yeah, hopefully Jordan Brooks is good. I'm thinking he is,
I'm.
especially if he.
I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to not say give a little money extension to Jordan Brooks because he's been amazing this year on the defense. Like,
Yeah, he's been awesome. He's been one of like.
He's been the linebacker we've needed for a long time.
And I feel like I feel like our safeties have been so bad that maybe I haven't realized how good Jordan Brooks has been. So it seems like like safeties in the NFL really make a defense. Think about all the like best defenses you can think of.
Yeah.
They have a safety, at least one rock star, but usually a tandem that are both like big name, like every defense ever.
If you would have turned this clock back 2 years, this would have been like an elite tandem safeties. And like this year, because they're in a Dolphins uniform or whatever happened to Javon Holland, I have it needs to be studied, the downfall of him, because he has turned into hot ass garbage.
It's so annoying that Minka Fitzpatrick is supposed to be on this defense.
I mean, I guess it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. I mean, it does, but What did we turn the picks into? Bradley Chubb?
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, and that's the other thing that all when McDaniel was in the hot seat, everyone was saying how we needed Flores back and all this shit. Dude, Greer drafted a player exactly for Flores' defense, and Flores couldn't coach him.
Yeah. I mean, that's
He's a
true.
fucking idiot.
I mean, from what we said, I mean, definitely from what we said last week, like if you watched the locker room video, like there's not a chance Mike McDaniel's getting fired. Now there is
Dude, Stephen Ross looked like that was his fucking son-in-law who just gave birth to his grandson. He
like
tossed him a football like, hey,
like
which is fun.
McDaniel's going
John, I'm telling you, I like consistency's okay. If you look at Dan Campbell's like first couple years in Detroit, probably pretty similar to what Mike McDaniel did, and then he finally turned the page. They're a different style of team, but like, then just be consistent with it. It's fine. Okay, like if that's what we're gonna be, have a consistent Mike. This is our culture. Let's continue to try to build around that. I I don't know. Jordan Brooks isn't a soft player, so I cannot call this team soft. But Javon Holland is,
yeah.
and I could see Jordan Brooks. I was in the middle of tweeting it, but I think San Francisco went hurry up, so I didn't really get a chance to tweet it. There was a play towards the end of the game where someone missed a tackle. It might have been Anthony Walker missed a tackle, and you could see Jordan Brooks in like so pissed, like you literally look like he was calling him a pussy, like on the field.
Yeah.
So like that tells me this team isn't soft. I just think that like Anthony Weaver maybe is trying to get his culture through Jordan Brooks, and we still need to build a defense around what Anthony Weaver wants. You got to remember this is his first year.
I agree. And I mean, it is the third defense that the Dolphins have had in 3 years. Like there's a lot of turnover constantly, it feels like, and it's a different scheme. And it feels like last year they didn't figure out the scheme and you had Fangio who was half out, half in, not even in at all. You can't even say that Vic Fangio was even in last year. He was out and you could tell.
And
But
really, how many guys on this defense has Anthony Weaver had the opportunity to put his fingers on? Like say, hey, I need a guy like that. He hasn't really had that opportunity.
that's true.
Jordan Brooks, like that's the type of guy I think he wants to continue to have in.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think that we're going to find guys in free agency and in the offseason. So I have hope for that. It doesn't help. It doesn't help this year. But I think that there are things that if Anthony Weaver's kept, which I don't see why he would not be kept, we need some continuity.
Apparently, we have a top 10 defense. Again, it still doesn't feel like that, but the numbers are saying different. I guess it's just the flow of the game feels so weird for this team. There's been like I can't even tell you how many games we don't have the game where it seems like everything just flows easily. Like
Right.
we stop them, they punt, we drive, score touchdown. We stop them, they punt, we drive, score touchdown.
Right. We say that a lot here where it doesn't feel like there's no synchronicity on this team. It's either the defense is playing out of their mind and the offense is 3-and-out, or the offense is doing everything they possibly can to keep the defense in the game and they're in a shootout. They can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah.
So,
Which I mean,
go ahead.
I guess it's good that we've been figuring out ways to win ways to win games differently. And the team hasn't quit on Mike McDaniel.
I mean, clearly they haven't. I mean, if a couple weeks ago, you probably would have thought like the way that we were acting that they did, but they're not. I mean, they're still alive. I mean, they need to win. They need to win this weekend against the Brands. They need to win and the following weekend against the Jets. And what's going to happen is going to happen. They're either going to get in by the skin of their teeth and they're going to take a trip to Buffalo, or they're going to be out of the playoffs. And it's just like a big year of reflection.
Yeah, and like
what could have been.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what could have been? Tua doesn't get hurt. I think this isn't even a conversation.
No.
I think Tua doesn't get hurt, and we're the 5 seed without a doubt in my mind.
I think we are 5 or 6 seed locked up. Like
yeah,
we are locked up with the Chargers going to the playoffs. They're fighting for the last spot in the wild card.
Yeah, and we're like hoping people don't get hurt. like that's what this year should have been at this point, and it's not. Again, we have week 17 football that still matters, and a lot of teams don't. So that is at least a good thing to look at.
Yeah.
And the Bills winning helped. Like yesterday, as I was watching that Bills game, I didn't really think about how important it was that they keep winning, because we need the Chiefs to be full tilt.
Yes.
into that Broncos game.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals beat them pretty handily. Like the Bengals can score points.
They can.
Um,
And
and
the Bengals need to stay alive too. So like they're not eliminated either, which makes them really interesting. So I think that plays into our favor. Like we need the Bengals to win this weekend. They very well could because they score like you said a shit ton of points and they could put an upset salad on the Broncos where all Finn's got to do is just win and the Bills keep winning. They got to play for home field advantage because let's face it, the Chiefs have never had an opportunity to not be at home field advantage in the playoffs, and they ain't going to give that up because going to Kansas City, I would rather much stay at home in Kansas City than go to Buffalo. So,
correct, 100%,
even though the Dolphins are going to end up, if they get in, they're going to go to Buffalo.
which is fine. Give me the Bills again.
Right.
Hard to beat a team 3 times. Hard to beat a team.
Doing that.
You don't want to hear this pod if we are going to Buffalo in round 1. You don't want to hear this pod, Nate Gary, or Buffalo 357, or whoever the cancel culture Buffalo is. You don't want to hear this pod if that's an opportunity. Okay, but we're not even getting there because what we need. So let's be clear on the playoff scenarios for the listeners. It's we win at, Broncos lose at.
Yep.
We're in.
Yep. That is the clearest path.
Clearest.
There are other options as well.
There's other options, but clearest and easiest, in my opinion, is that we don't need the Colts to lose one of, right?
The Colts need to lose one, I believe.
We do need them to lose one.
I think we need them to lose one.
Let me refresh it. Plug the pod while I look this up quick.
So yes, if you are a new subscriber, make sure that or if you're a new listener, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like. It is the best way to support the channel, helps us grow because once we get to 50, we're going live ski, which we might be recording the Jets game. We will be together for that Jets game. So we are either going to be so mad recording together or we
That's going to be awesome. That'll be our first pod together, actually.
Yeah, it would be. It might be that's going to be a really interesting one. So that's something to look forward to. That's why you should subscribe to the channel for more.
Yeah, and especially, God, if we get to, never, I mean, it's not going to happen, but if we got to 50 by that point, and that was our first live.
That would
If
be.
you're a listener, if you like the pod, we have people out there that like the pod. If you like the pod, just get some friends even if they don't want to listen, get us to 50 so we can go live. Get us to 50.
Be a friend, tell a friend, subscribe.
Go make a bot account. I'm not against bots. I know that Drake and Kendrick are fighting over bots, but I'm not against it. Go make a bot account and follow us. Yeah, hell, I might do that to get us to 50. So that we can go live. But so thank you for plugging that. Yes, let's go live. And speaking of which, we are going to be together week 18 or week whatever 18 of and basically that pod's going to be, hey, here's what we're looking at going into the playoff game, or hey, here's the path forward for the Dolphins in our opinion. So it's going to be a good one regardless. So right. I'm excited about that. Playoff scenarios. So it's Broncos lose at, and we do need the Colts to lose one, which at this point it's the Giants and we're not getting in. It's lose the Giants to the fucking the season's over.
Who knows? The Colts could step on their dicks.
The Giants and the Jaguars.
Jags are dirty. The Jags. How many times the Jags ruin the Colts' playoff chances in week?
Oh yeah, you're right. They have done that a lot.
A lot.
Just get us to a week 18. Just get us to a week 18.
Yep. Finns play at 4:05 on Sunday. They got flexed out because they were the Sunday night game. They got flexed at. So I love that. I don't want to.
Teal jersey victory, by the way.
That is a weird, random teal jersey win, which means we're
at home.
Which means we're wearing aqua pants this week.
Don't fucking do it.
No more aqua pants. Do not wear aqua pants. Need to be over.
I'm tweeting at Tom Garfinkel right now. At Tom Garfinkel. Did he block me? Oh no, here it is. Okay.
Oh, he blocked
not.
Little live tweetski action.
Live tweet. Tom Garfinkel. Do not wear teal pants. We suck in them. Tweet it. Post it.
Oh, so yep, that game is at 4:05 on Sunday. So just stay alive, survive in advance at this point. That's all. That's the name of the game. Get in the dance. I don't care how you get to the dance, just get to the dance.
Dude, 2 weeks ago, you were, I don't even want to get playoffs. You get blown out in Buffalo. Now all of a sudden, you get a
Ah,
couple Dolphins things for Christmas, and you just want to get in the dance. Let's get in the dance figured out.
that's what happens at Christmas every year.
Every year, same Christmas. I'm in this fucking hat. Never won a game in this hat. This jersey's undefeated, though.
The jersey is undefeated. The sweatshirt's not undefeated, but it was last year for a while.
Yeah.
So with that, make sure you watch the show, or make sure you drop a subscribe for the channel. And yep, Finn's 4:05 Sunday. Brands get a big old Finn dub.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Tell your friends. We want to go live.
Create body counts.
Fins up!
Fins up.